Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Welcome into another live stream. I had to connect my microphone. What's up? Heisman is wide open. Yeah, it's definitely wide open this year compared to previous years. It's insane. I don't think the person who's going to win the Heisman is going to have that crazy of numbers. Thoughts on the protests? They're a joke. It's all old people. They say it's all people in wheelchairs, people that need oxygen. It's just, and then they use videos, and you can see from like 2017, 2021 to try and convince everyone. There was never going to be any young person attending something like this on a college football Saturday. It was set up to fail. So it's funny to see it, and they try and say it's this huge thing, and then they use it as political leverage, like, oh, all these people hate Trump, see their protest thing, it doesn't work. Jeremiah Love, he's a beast. He is a beast. I'd have to look at his stats. But I mean, the problem with Notre Dame is they don't face anyone. So it's like you want to give them the Heisman. It's the same thing with Julian saying they don't. Ohio State doesn't. I mean, maybe Michigan, but it's like there's no great Heisman candidate. Oh, of course the protests are paid. I mean, how else are you going to? Weren't they in like 2,000 cities or something? I mean, how much money does it cost to really spread something like that and organize it in every city? And they have volunteers, I'm sure, but the actual organization of the event from over top is definitely paid for. Thoughts on Mitch McConnell? Yeah, it's he should be out. I mean, he's retiring. I know that. But it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Mendoza, you're talking about. Mendoza looks really good. He could be the number one pick. I mean, he is the prototypical big pocket passer style QB, Fernando Mendoza. Soros funded, I heard. Some, Marxist liberal funds it. I mean, whether it's Soros or some other group, that's what it is. What's your guess on UCLA versus Indiana? In Indiana, you think it's minus 18 and a half? Yeah, yeah, I mean, I'd have to look at the numbers. Maybe minus 12, yeah, maybe minus 17. I know. UCLA's been playing better. According to China's policy, they need Taiwan by 2027. What steps should Trump take to stop any possible conflict? Well, I mean, their policy can say one thing. Their policy says they're going to take Taiwan by 2027. I wouldn't pay too much attention to it, honestly. You're in the steam room at your gym. The steam room is nice, man. The steam room and sauna. Steam room at my rec center has a bunch of different lights. How far, in your opinion, does Miami fall in the rankings? They'll fall to like probably 9 or 10 if I had to guess, without looking at it in front of me. The book club. I'm not talking about that. Thoughts on Otani? Dude, it's just like MLB is just an Otani suck fest. Everyone just, I mean, the MLB is boring at this point. It's just the Dodgers. Otani wasn't even good in the playoffs last year, but of course the Dodgers win. Now Otani hits 3 home runs, so with a small sample size, his slugging is going to go through the roof. Yeah, it's just like an Otani. It's an Otani worshiping session. Like that's what MLB is, and they think it's like great for the game. He's getting paid $2 million per year. Yeah, this is really great for competitive balance. Steam room and saunas are so good for your health. Yeah, you just got to do it consistently. I do. You are right on that. I think there was people used to always talk about steam rooms like a few years ago. They kind of or saunas a few years ago. It's like a Joe Rogan thing. Is crypto cooked? No, it's not cooked. There's a little bit of a downturn. It's not cooked. I think there's still going to be a run. Just gotta wait. But I don't know, man. Who knows? Yeah, I think BTC's still going to go higher. Cal Raleigh clears everyone. Cal Raleigh is the last hope against Otani. Cal Raleigh is the final boss. Thoughts on UConn beating BC? Any chance they could actually become a respectable program? I don't even know that happened. UConn beat Boston College. That's good for them. No, UConn is not bad. They used to be horrifically bad in football. The past few years they've improved. They're not terrible. Yeah. Bama 37, Tennessee 20. That's a hell of a win for Bama. I mean, Bama is building a crazy resume. Whether or not you think some of those SEC teams are overranked, they're still building a very impressive resume. USC lost to the Irish. Did they lose by 10? Yeah. That's a nice cover. That's a hell of a cover for the Irish. Yeah, everyone was on Utah. We should have known. How was everyone on Utah as a road team against an undefeated team? Everyone thought BYU was due for a loss, I guess. Missouri can't even beat Auburn. I'm not too surprised, honestly. They might. I guess they might win in overtime. Full of the life updates. Yeah, I'll have to do more of those. UCLA won by 3 against Maryland. Yeah, that was a really low scoring game I saw. UCLA and Maryland. You played the Vance speech today? I didn't even know there was a. I didn't even know Vance was speaking. I didn't see it. October has been brutal for the market. You're slightly up 1% this month. Wow. I mean, well, you must be in high caps if you're up 1%. Holy hell. Yeah, this month has been brutal for low caps for Bitcoin. I don't know what it's done for Bitcoin. I think it might still be up relative to what it was. Maybe not because it's like 105 now. Normally in October it's always good, but you never really know. You can't really time it perfectly. Just because it's a certain month doesn't mean it's guaranteed to go up. Are you gonna watch the upcoming Fuentes and Tucker debate? Well, I mean, I'm sure I'll see a bunch of clips and everything like that, so I'll probably see it. Yeah, honestly. The narrative that the SEC doesn't have a great team is getting a little beat to death. Alabama and Ohio State are the best teams in the country. Maybe throw in Indiana. Yeah, I mean, I just think in general that's how college football is. I mean, you could find some serious flaws even with Ohio State. Ohio State has terrible special teams. They can't run the ball well. I mean, that's like a serious flaw. If you can't run the ball well, they can't run block. Now they're still really good on defense. They've got great receivers, but like, there's really no super ultra elite team. I mean, that's just the reality of it with college football. Now, the Big Ten is so top heavy and it's a very, it's not deep at all. So, like Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, they're going to crush all these teams just because the league is, there's no depth to it. Like Ohio State and Indiana are going to be 20-point favorites against pretty much all these teams that they face. And so is Oregon, honestly. Well, I think Oregon has a few, they have like UCLA and Washington, but I mean, look at Washington against Michigan today. But the SEC, I mean, I do think the SEC to some degree, you could argue, it has a few overrated teams like Missouri. Um, but the SEC is just a better league than the Big Ten. Now, whether you want to say, well, the Big Ten has better teams at the top, maybe. Maybe you could say Ohio State and Indiana, although I'm really not buying Indiana. I don't know what it is. I don't think Indiana, I mean, I guess they already beat Oregon. Is USC going to drop out? They're going to have to drop out. Well, what are they at, number 20? They're probably, well, I mean, maybe they stay at 25. They only have 2 losses. They could stay at 25, USC, but they're probably going to drop out. How do you know if you were keeping your standards too high for relationships? Well, it depends. I mean, are you seeking a relationship and can't find anyone? Your standards might be too. I mean, it depends on life circumstance, really, man. Also depends on if you're realistically trying to find a girl that's relative to your. I mean, it depends how much you provide as well. How is Georgia Tech still undefeated? I know. No Duke really struggled at the first half of that game. Duke should have been up by like 14 points in that game. They had some turnovers. There was a fumble recovery, so they really struggled. But Georgia Tech, I think they're going to lose a few games. I still am not a believer in Georgia Tech. Could be a sleeper pick for the ACC. I mean, it's possible. The ACC is open. You'd pick Notre Dame to beat a lot of the teams inside the top 25. Some of them in front too. Even A&M in a rematch. Their kicking situation is a problem though. Yeah, what's with them missing extra points? Just popped an edible. Go Browns. I could never have an edible, bro. I would lose my mind if I had edibles. But yeah, dude, Notre Dame is like a top 10 team. Like analytically, Notre Dame's a top 5 team. Okay, they lost by 1 point to A&M, a game they probably threw. Now the game was at home, so you give A&M credit for going on the road and winning. But yeah, Notre Dame's like an elite team. Even with CJ Carr playing bad today, they still won and covered. How many SEC teams get in? It's going to be either 4 or 5. I mean, I'm actually leaning to. People are going to lose their minds if the SEC gets 5 teams. I just can't see the Big Ten getting more than 3 teams in. I really can't. So what are they going to give the ACC 2 teams? Like the way it aligns, I think the ACC gets 1, the Big Ten gets 3, the Big 12 gets 1, and Group of 5 gets 1. It's just like they're going to get 4 or 5. They might get 5, but it'll depend. What happened to the Titanic 2? And you watched the 9/11 video today. Very good. Yeah, I thought that was a good 9/11 video. I did. The Titanic 2 it's not going to happen. They never got that project off the ground. They never were able to properly get a shipyard. They wanted to get a shipyard in China. I don't think it ever happened. Can we get you to replace Feinbaum on ESPN? Well, Feinbaum is looks like he's running for Senate or something. I don't know what's happening to him, but yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, that's the SEC. They're gonna have an SEC person replace him, I would imagine. That would be an interesting. Who replaces him? It's gonna have to be an SEC Southern person. Fox will hire Feinbaum. Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna be available. What's up, Sean? Yeah, I saw all those Trump memes. Taking on King Trump. They're embracing dropping thoughts on Nebraska getting pounded by Minnesota. Nebraska's it's got to be tough for those fans for Nebraska. That was a brutal loss for them. Minnesota's not even a good team, dude. They're not. I'll be honest. So to see Nebraska lose 24-6. Missouri has a chance to walk off field goal against Auburn. Hopefully they win. I had them winning, Missouri. I mean, I wanted to pick Auburn, but then I thought, it's fucking wild coming from a sitting president towards his detractors. Yeah, it's like almost you gotta view it from a different lens when it's Trump though. Thoughts on Arizona State beating Texas Tech? I had that prediction. I did have that prediction, so yeah, I was pretty happy with that because that was like a 10-point spread when I predicted it, and then it got bet all the way down to 7. He missed. God damn it! You're kidding. Any thoughts on the No Kings protests from today? Well, I just think it's a bunch of old people. It's not going to make any impact. I mean, you've even liberals saying that they went to these. They say there's a lot of old people. It's very concerning. You know, it's a Saturday of football, Saturday college football. Nobody of substance is going to be at these things. They're not going to do anything. What liberals do is they use this for political leverage. Like they'll say, well, there's been all these massive protests, and no other president has had this many protests, so that means Trump's a bad president. That's the reason these protests happen. The reason is so they can use it as like some kind of political, you know, ammunition. And they say, well, there's all these protests because people hate Trump. And this is historic. And nobody's had protests like this before. That's the real reason this stuff happens. Gavin Newsom has shown up to the riot. A penis, really? Deport these nuts. What is this? A mime? FSU is losing to Stanford. They're going to have to fire Norvell. That's a terrible situation. They have a massive buyout for him. You're embarrassed actively trading stocks only up 28% versus holding gold rallying 60% year. Yeah, but dude, it's fool's gold. It's fool's gold. Dude, gold can't keep going up at the rate it's going up. I mean, it's got a market cap of 30 trillion. I can't gold I think is going to have a downturn. It's going to have to a degree. I mean, eventually it'll keep going up, but it's like there's going to have to be a few years where it has a downturn. Thoughts on Memphis losing today? Yeah, they're done. Well, I don't know, man. They were like 24-point favorites against UAB. I don't know how you lose that game. That's a brutal loss. A lot of protests. Texas Tech called the speed option on the short side of the field on 4th and 6. Had you crying? Yeah, that game, Texas Tech. You know they need Morton back. They do need Morton back. That's kind of the reason I predicted that upset because their quarterback situation. Everyone thinks Hammond is this great quarterback. He really wasn't impressive to me when I was watching him when he came in, and he couldn't throw at all against Arizona State. His efficiency was horrible. I mean, Arizona State, they're a tough out. They've got a good coach. They've got a good quarterback if he's healthy. You know, for Big 12 teams, it's tough to go to Arizona State and win at this point. Do you think Navy has a chance to be Group of Five? I don't think so. I think Navy is fool. They're a fool's gold at 6-0. Yeah, they're a real fool's gold. I think they're going to lose some games in the second half of the season. How much longer till we go into a cashless society in the US and eventually the world? They're trying to get rid of physical cash. A lot of people don't even use physical cash anymore, man. Many people don't even use it, physical cash. I rarely use physical cash. That's just kind of the nature of the evolution of it. I mean, you still need it. Sam Levitt related to, no, I don't think he's related to Caroline Levitt. JD Vance posted this on Blue Sky. Did you see Blue Sky? Like, they have a list for the top accounts that have gotten blocked, and JD Vance is number one, and like all the other Trump accounts on Blue Sky are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all the top blocked accounts. I remember that. That Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi like had a crown and she like broke it in half. It's cringy shit. JMU from the group of five, just 6-1, just dropped a 60 burger. Yeah, are they 6-1? Yeah, maybe James Madison might be a team to watch from the group of five. Then that'd be cool if James Madison made it. It'd be better than a team like South Florida, in my opinion. I know South Florida, a lot of people are gonna say. Dude, this game, neither of them scored. Yeah, BYU. So what are people gonna predict BYU to make the playoff now? A&M giving up 42 at 15 fourth quarter, but still. Tech goes down. Texas Tech goes down. Oregon with a bludgeoning of Rutgers. It's a very good win. Vanderbilt, possible. What are they going to enter the top 10 after that one? Top 12 maybe. Vanderbilt's moving up. Notre Dame gets a big win. Solid win for Oklahoma. Virginia's a fraudulent team. They won by 2. Dude, this game is Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State should have been more competitive in that game. They almost outgained them. But, you know, you're going to turn the ball over 100 times. Have you ever seen the comment section in Trump's Truth Social? It's all photo captions for some reason. I have seen it. Yeah, dude, I think it's really bad, right? I think the interactive aspect of Truth Social is just horrible. I mean, it's just a Trump worship at, echo chamber. So that's what something like that's going to be. He just wanted a platform to have to where he's not controlled by anything, the idea that he's not going to be able to get banned. But I would imagine it's probably really bad. I'm sure it's a bunch of bots. I mean, you have to maintain a social media platform like that. It costs a lot of money. That's why they're so hard to start and really get going, because the upfront costs to maintain and just have it function properly. On top of that, you got to try and get rid of bots. I mean, how many bots do you think are on Truth Social that they're not getting rid of? I mean, Twitter has the terrible bot problem, and it's like obvious. Do you think Georgia Tech will make the playoff? I don't think so, no. USC should have lost to Michigan. Dude, Michigan got punked by USC. I mean, it's a tough travel for them. They travel out west, but still. Shedeur QB1. I wish they just released Shedeur. It's so annoying. Like, everyone knows Shedeur is not going to do anything with the Browns, and the Browns are just going to get blamed when he fails. So let's just get it over with. The Browns are just miserable to watch. Yeah, I see Missouri scored. Hopefully Missouri wins this game. Well, for the SEC, it would be terrible if Missouri lost, but I just picked Missouri to win outright. They were 1 point underdogs. I'm trying to get this right. Yeah, I did see the Russell Brand speech. I saw parts of it. I didn't. I felt it like it was from like a year ago or something, but I guess that was from recently. What's your opinion on index funds and chill? Well, like just buy index funds and that's it. You'll make money off of it, but you're not going to make enough to have financial freedom if you're just if you have a normie job. It depends what fund you buy. I mean, you make 10-12% a year maybe if you buy some of the more aggressive ones. Funniest part of the election was when you watched the clips of the J6 theater play. The left is so dramatic about that situation. Yeah, that theater was the theater play when the son turned his father in. You remember that? And you stormed into the U.S. Capitol. I didn't break any laws, but I didn't break any laws. And you stormed into the and you trespassed into the United States Capitol. But I didn't even break any laws. Name the law I broke. What do you think about Chud Jack? Yeah, I think it could do well. It's probably really low now. Are you talking about the Solana meme? I think it could do well. It's probably like 2 million if I had to guess. What Matt Fury coins are you in? I'm in no Matt Fury coins. I'm really only in like 5 coins, honestly, man. You should really only be in a few unless you have like a bunch of money. Which even if you have a lot of money, it's best to like you don't want to overreach. You don't want to be in like 100 or different coins. The Matt Fury stuff, I just don't have a big. It's like they dilute each other because there's so many of them. Are you high on Georgia? I think Georgia is a team in a year like this where it's wide open. I think they could win the national title, Georgia. They could also lose in the first round of the playoff. It's just they're a team that seems to rise to the occasion. I will say that with Georgia. Like their offense. The defense, you could say probably not good enough, which is kind of funny, but they could beat anyone, Georgia. How many crypto coins should the average person invest into? Well, I would say like two or three is probably best. I mean, it depends how much money you have, but the average person probably should keep it really simple. You know, the real money is made when there's blood on the streets, aka who huge crash in the market. Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I made a exchange. I bought something, so I hear you. I think it's got to be like the perfect time to buy. You would think. I mean, it's tough because we can't foresee what's going to happen, but you think based off of the market conditions and the 4 year cycle timing, it's like the most amazing time to buy ever. Yeah, but nobody really knows if it's going to play out like it has in the past. It's probably not going to play out, but Auburn lost. So that'll be that. So that'll do it for the top 25. Auburn takes the L. It's funny to see these games from Friday. Feels like so long ago. And not really, but just because all these other games happened. Miami. Dude, Miami was down 14 to nothing. I remember seeing that on my phone. I was like, oh, Miami's screwed. And then Nebraska just can't score. Nebraska gets ranked. Friday night game. December top. That seems a little bit early with the way the market looks. Maybe Bitcoin top in December. But I mean, the cycle would have to be different to a degree if it is. Who wins the MAC? Probably Ohio University, probably Toledo University. Who had the biggest fall off? Penn State, Clemson, Florida State, or Florida? Well, probably Penn State. I mean, Penn State went from being the number 3 team in the country to firing their coach in 3 weeks. That's an insane. I mean, they're 0-4 now in the Big Ten, and they're going to be 0-6. They have to face Ohio State and Indiana. They're going to be 0-6 in the Big Ten play. I mean, to go from number 3 to that's the biggest fall off. Atrium type building was this? No, I don't think it was.
Gerald Armstrong tipped $5 through Super Chat. Silver still has some room to run, I think. And did you ever think you'd see Indiana as number 2?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the precious metals are up really high right now. But, we'll see if silver's it is following gold. But yeah, I never thought I'd see Indiana as high as 2. No way. I thought Indiana was going to have kind of a down season this year, honestly. Especially after the way they played in week 1. But it's pretty crazy.
Soon enough. And, I sometimes think about, you know what? I am not president of the United States. You want to go to the White House and talk to him? Then go on and do that.
Dude, look at her. She's like, talk your shit, bitch.
Soon enough.
You got into BTC at 88K, Ethereum 32. You got in late. Vanderbilt's end zone renovation. Yeah, it took them a while to complete those renovations. They had construction going on for 2 seasons. Finally, they completed it. She's like, I don't even know what the heckler was saying. She got really angry. I think she gets real mad with the Middle Eastern stuff because she really can't say anything. Yeah, I don't Vanderbilt Natty, I don't see even 2026. Hello base department. The Burger King. The Kings. They wore this in honor of Trump. They got the crowns on in honor of Trump. BTC 80K, Ethereum 3000. So you're a late adopter. Boomer enters late. Boomers are now into Bitcoin. They're all buying it now. Now Bitcoin is full of just boomers and old people. That's the only people buying Bitcoin. I mean, you bring in the ETFs, that's what's going to happen. It's a legitimate asset now. Remember the Burger King hat guy in the plane? Yeah, that's the tribute they were doing. Is BYU a contender, especially with the elite freshmen? I don't think they're a contender, honestly. I'd have to see their schedule. But I thought they were going to lose to Utah. But I'm not sure Utah is this great team either, honestly. So, I mean, it's a nice win for them. XRP ETF. Dude, I've been getting a bunch of recommended posts from XRP's subreddit. I don't know why. It's like this dude bought XRP. He's like, when will it go to $10? There's all these people in it. They're like, it's we can't predict it. I don't know why I'm getting recommended all these XRP posts. I never bought XRP. It's single time in my life. XRP, the millennial, the Gen X coin, millennial coin. How was your day overall today? I'm just disappointed in the weather, man. We had a 80-degree day. It's like mid October. You know, I like wearing long sleeves. I like when it's cold and you can sleep. Now I'm gonna go to bed. It's gonna be hot. Oh, in October, mid October, I'm gonna have to take one of the covers off. Cleveland a good metro area? You know, it depends. What a lot of it's not good. It's not a good city now. But but there are upscaled areas of Cleveland. There are urban modern areas, modern apartments, a lot of those. But then it's just marked up to shit. You know, we're gonna have crazy rain tomorrow. This is what happens. A warm front comes in. There's a dip in the jet stream, or there's a dip in the jet stream in the west. I would imagine if we're getting this warm weather. So we get the weather from Mexico, and we get hit with the warmth from the south, and we get hit with this massive rainstorm tomorrow. It's just terrible. Is Columbus the crown jewel of Ohio? I mean, I guess out of the three major cities, it's probably the one that's maybe the most upscaled. I don't even know. I guess Columbus is more presentable than Cleveland or Cincinnati. But I mean, there are nice cities in Ohio. Independence is a really nice city. Did they close down LeBron James Elementary School in Ohio yet? 90% of the kids can't read. I don't know what's going on with that, honestly. Van life YouTuber, that does not sound fun, man. I mean, it'd be fun for a few days, and then it'd be like, fuck. Should World Cup games be taken out of Boston and relocated? Why? Why are they talking about doing that? Taken out of Boston, Massachusetts? Did you get into the Intel trade? Did I get into an Intel? I don't even trade stocks. No, I didn't get into the Intel trade. I would never leave America. I'm not interested in moving out of America. Realistically, and even within the next 10, 20 years, there's no way the country could get to the point to where it's so liberal that, you have to move out. Yeah, I don't think they would move it out of what the Patriots Stadium is what it is. Tell me how to invest money. I mean, I really can't. I can't tell you. It depends what your risk tolerance is, honestly, brother. How much are you up, down year to date in crypto? I think probably I'm down, honestly. Probably I'm down after this recent drop. Yeah, but it's a little bit different. I mean, you're going to be dealing with a lot more volatility, like an insane amount of volatility. It's best really not to check the. You don't want to check your portfolio too much. I've only checked my portfolio probably a few times in the past month. There's heavy rumors that Trump wants to move them away from Boston due to safety concerns. Why? What's the safety issue? Like the crazy liberals? I don't know what that is. Upstate New York. I know New York in general is it's pretty conservative. I used to go New York skiing. They've got a very nice resort. They got like the best resort. New York has the best ski resort, Holiday Valley, out of like Ohio, New York, Indiana. I know Vermont has a really nice few nice ski resorts, but they got a really nice ski resort. New York gets very cold. It gets even colder than like northern Ohio. Like they get a lot more Canadian air than we do. I used to go there and I would be surprised at how much colder it was because you didn't think it would be that much different. Is Ohio State beating Michigan this season? I don't know. I think it's going to be tough for them. What do you think is going to ultimately happen with Venezuela? I think it's going to be a whole lot of nothing. I mean, maybe the socialist government will be removed. Maybe they'll remove the stuff. But how much really, like, if you're Trump, do you really want to tether your legacy to this and invest a lot into doing this? I mean, the more you invest into it, the more, it can backfire. So I don't know how much you really want to invest into a campaign to try and remove their government or a regime change. Whiteface Mountain, what state is that in? I know like Burlington, Vermont has a really good resort. On the east, it's very slim pickings on the eastern side of the United States. We have two very dinky. I wouldn't even call them resorts. I think they're called resorts. Trump could focus on the Mexican cartels. Well, I think this is part of the overall strategy, along the same lines of it. He says these are all, drug traffickers. These are all drug boats they're taking out. So I don't know how much of an effect it's really having, in terms of drug flow into the United States. Is the Great Lake access nice in Ohio like it is in Michigan? I think you guys probably emphasize your lake more than we do. Lake Erie versus Lake Michigan. Lake Erie's a dump. But people like going down to the water, or I guess up in the sense you got to go north. Do you think Alabama will go far this year? Feel like they've been playing teams that always play their worst game against them. I just think I don't think Alabama's this crazy special team, but they're really talented and they play good defense. And, they had a hiccup week 1. It is what it is. But other than that, they've got an amazing resume. And people are going to be talking about that, I'm sure, how good their resume is. Because they keep facing these ranked teams. They keep beating them. But they can't run the ball. That's the other thing with Alabama. They really can't run the ball well. So that's a problem for them. Do people really think those little speedboats are going to go all the way to the U.S.? Seems far-fetched. Yeah, what's happening, it looks like, is they're trying to entice the Venezuelan military to respond so then they can escalate. Gives you an excuse for escalation if the Venezuelan military responds and starts shooting at the US ships or whatever we have positioned there. Who do you have winning the MLB World Series? Mariners, I'd say. I'm guessing the Dodgers are going to be heavy favorites, though. The Dodgers are already in it. You think Trump can force Putin a ceasefire now? Oil is down $56. They lose money selling oil below $60. What, you think that's going to be a problem for them? Yeah, but I don't know. You can't really base a peace deal off of the current price of oil. It's just not. It's too volatile. It'll rise in a few weeks, but it's not profitable when it's this low. The amount of cost to frack the United States, it's not profitable. I don't like it. I wish he'd focus on Mexico if he had to escalate something. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. The Venezuelan campaign, even if it's successful, what's the cost of it? And are Americans, are normies going to really care about that? Is that really a victory? If you put in your own regime, it's a huge advantage because of their oil reserves, but a beautiful solo. A solo dance. The youngest person at the protest. They found the youngest person.
That's it.
If we got Greenland, Indians would move there. Anywhere within the West they'll move, it feels like. Seems like the protests are a flop. Not many people showing up. Yeah, I'll do a video on it tomorrow. Probably. They claim a bunch of people showed up. They've got doctored videos from like 2017 and 2021, but it's just a bunch of old people. You're not going to have a real young crowd on a Saturday during college football games. And the fact that this was already done, they already did a No Kings protest. But I know why they do it. They do it because they want people to know, look at how many people hate Trump. He's so hated. We had a protest about it. Thoughts on the expected MLB lockout? They're going to have a lockout. It's going to be probably pretty brutal. People are going to be pissed off because you're wasting Ohtani and Judge in their prime seasons, but they're going to have a lockout. There's a clear line in the sand, and they need to have a salary cap. The players are going to cry about it. They're going to try and use propaganda. The fans are going to be like, oh, we love the players. Yay, the players. They only want to make $70 million a year. Player empowerment. But they need to have a salary cap. And they can have a salary floor as well. Would you rather have Greenland, Alberta, Puerto Rico as the 51st state? I'd take Greenland over the other two. Maybe Alberta, but I don't know, man. Alberta, there's a lot of liberals in Alberta, even though it's conservative. Texas A&M number 3. Texas A&M probably moves up. I mean, they only won by 3 points, but who else is gonna be like? Let me look at this. Maybe look at this. Miami's gonna move. Yeah, Indiana's gonna be 2. Ole Miss is moving down. A&M is moving down. A&M will be 3. Bama will be 4, unless they decided. Nah, I don't think, because A&M's undefeated. Yeah, A&M will be 3. Bama will be 4. Oregon will probably move up. Georgia will probably move in front of Oregon though, because they got a better win, than what Oregon won. LSU moves way down. Tennessee is gonna move down some. That was really not a competitive game. Georgia Tech probably moves inside of the top 10, or Notre Dame possibly is inside of the top 10. BYU moves up a few spots. Missouri stays put. Vanderbilt moves up, possibly inside of the top 12. Virginia should stay put. South Florida's 19 now. They might move up 1 spot. USC might drop out. Texas really should drop out. They had a horrible performance. Memphis is going to drop out. Utah is going to drop out. Cincinnati will move up. Nebraska will drop out. Michigan will enter the top 25. Illinois might enter just based off of the process of these other teams dropping out. Washington sure as hell's not entering. UNLV shouldn't enter. Yeah. Michigan will re-enter the top 25. Illinois will probably re-enter the top 25. I don't know about these other teams. Alberta is flooded with Indians and Arabs too. That's why I said I didn't want Alberta. I wanted Greenland, but because I'm cognizant of that, I understand that. Trust me. Did you see the protest map? Oh, dude, the protests were in like 2,200 cities apparently. It was like every city in the U.S. It's insane. It was like 2,200 cities. They're going to have to bench Arch Manning. He's just not good enough. Arch Manning is actually a bad quarterback. He's a bad quarterback. What does Hugh Freeze have to do to turn it around? Yeah, that's not going to happen. I think Hugh Freeze is gone. Who's funding the protests? Liberal big money donors. You want to say it's Soros or someone else? It's the liberal donors. They do it as a way to show that there's this huge opposition to Trump. Louisville into the top 15. Yeah, you're right. Louisville's gonna go up pretty high. Imagine they put Louisville higher than Miami. People are going to want that. They're going to want Louisville in front of Miami. You think Mateer holds on to the ball too long? Yeah, but I mean, Mateer doesn't have a ton of weapons there. But I didn't watch their game today, so. But I can understand Mateer because I'm guessing there's not a lot of separation those receivers are creating. Yeah, Luke Fickell should be fired probably tomorrow. If I had to guess, I think he's got to be fired tomorrow. It's a train wreck. I mean, that game against Ohio State, they should have just called it off in the 4th quarter. Their entire team is injured. They can't throw. Wisconsin can't throw passes. You think the government shutdown will last till Thanksgiving? Honestly, this is where it gets to be like, okay, liberals may want the government to stay shut down because overall it's good propaganda for them. the longer it lasts, the more of an impact it'll have, and people will be like, well, this is Trump's fault. How's it shut down for this long? This is his administration. So for them, and a lot of this is like just free. Ooh, we're standing up to Trump. See? You're gonna hit the hey, thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, it is midnight. You think Vance Rubio take it as unbeatable in 28? Well, nothing is unbeatable. I mean, it's too early. We don't know the exact economic conditions for 28 to say something's unbeatable. Main reasons for the government shutdown: disagreement on temporary health care, emergency health care, basically, I think is what it is mainly. Wisconsin fell off once they started losing their identity of just trying to run the ball. I mean, if they could run the ball, they would, bro. They just don't have the players. Wisconsin fell off. You know, they had the whole thing with the Big Ten West and how weak it was, and they feasted in that division. Now you've got a totally different ball game with the Big Ten, and it's gonna be very hard for them. Thoughts on who's the Heisman? I'm not even sure who's leading. I think Ty Simpson is leading the Heisman. Will MAGA come out and vote Vance? I'm not too sure. Low propensity might not. I mean, it depends. MAGA will come out and definitely vote for Vance as long as Trump endorses him, but getting all of them is the issue. Atlanta Fed GDP Q3 3 point, wow, 4%. They get a 4% growth. That's impressive. That's an impressive number. 4% growth with that tariff, with the tariff still on. Diego Pavia, he's not going to have the stats at all. His numbers are really mediocre. And also, Simpson easily beat him head to head. Sam's Club is selling an Xbox for $279. An Xbox One S or an Xbox Series S or Series X, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know what it is, bro. It's like the names are so stupid. They're selling an Xbox, the newer one, for $280. Wow. Mendoza is the Heisman leader right now. He's second, I believe, but he's right there. I mean, it's basically like a tie. I wonder if they have it on here. I don't believe they have this, which is kind of weird, but oh, they do. They have Fernando Mendoza's name is misspelled, so that tells you how much there's no volume in any of this. Yeah, these aren't even odds. How do you have three people at 40%? This is glitched or some shit. I don't even know. Dude. No, but RG3 had amazing stats, and that was more of a narrative thing. I mean, if Pavia finishes 11-1, I think you could give it to him for sure. I don't think they're gonna finish 11-1 though. They're probably gonna lose 3 games. Heard there's a lot of hype for Chambliss, Trinidad Chambliss. You're talking about now. He just lost. He just lost to Georgia. Maybe Gunnar Stockton enters the fray after that performance. He's had 2 really good performances. What are your general thoughts on Iowa football? They just don't have an offense. They got to get a new coach, man. They have a prehistoric offense still. They can't throw, and it's the same problem with the I mean, every year they have no offense. They can win games because of the home and atmosphere, the environment, the defense, but thoughts on what's worse, spiders or snakes? I think spiders are worse. I mean, it depends how big the spider is, but the snakes are bad when they're like standing up almost. That's when they get pretty freaky. Who do you think takes the Penn State job, and where does Franklin end up? Franklin, maybe Virginia Tech. Penn State job goes to Kenny Dillingham or someone like that. I don't know the exact rumors on who's going to get it. There's probably odds on who's going to get it, but I'm guessing they're probably in the early stages of their search. Javier Milei is having a midterm. You should do a video on it. Trump and Scott Bessent are propping him with 20 billion currency swap to try and help him win. Thank you. I appreciate it. No King's protest, waste of time. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a complete joke. It doesn't even matter. I mean, Mike Elko, I don't think he's going to leave A&M. I don't see him leaving A&M, honestly. I think it's a lateral move, A&M to Penn State. Maybe an easier schedule at Penn State, but I mean, unless he really has some ties to Penn State. Go to Rapid. Well, I mean, it's like, what am I gonna review? What fucking politics right now? It's like midnight. I don't really. I mean, 20% chance for Russian ceasefire in 25. Well, I mean, it depends. We'll see what happens. What if Hugh Freeze gets the boot? He should. He should get the boot. Those SEC teams need to start hiring, like, I mean, I guess they do hire abstract coaches every now and then, but it seems like they just hire coaches from other SEC teams constantly. Like, it's just like they retread the same coaches, like, over and over again. You see the TwitchCon drama streamer getting assaulted? No, I didn't see that. At TwitchCon? Hmm.
Whoa.
Whoa. Dude's an obsessed fan, probably.
Whoa.
And I think that all of you should realize that from the President of the United States on down, this government is proud of you. It's proud of the tradition of the Marine Corps, and it's proud of the fact that that great tradition has custodians in each and every single person here, each and every single Marine who is serving today. And I hope that the proud Marine Corps tradition, you heard Pete talk about this, Chesty Puller, Dan Daly, John Basilone, all of these great Marine Corps heroes, they should inspire you through their action to be the very best Marine in the future that you can be. And
He gave a speech to Marine Corps. What's the top thing citizens invest crypto in? What do you mean? They banned her security from attending the event. Yeah, that seems like a bad look from Twitch, honestly. We'll be trying COD 7 or Battlefield 6. I might get on COD. Dude, I don't know, man. I'd just rather play, because I'm going to have to level up all the guns and stuff to actually, I'm going to get shit on, basically, in COD multiplayer if I get COD 7. I guess Black Ops 7. Better job Oklahoma State or Wisconsin? Probably Wisconsin. I don't know. Maybe Oklahoma State. The schedule's easier. But prestige, I would say Wisconsin. Yeah, I saw that clip of the Atlanta, Georgia white liberals. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this live stream. I'm gonna end it there. I appreciate the donations, and I will see you guys later. You would like part 2 of the 9/11 iceberg? Yeah, I'm gonna do it at some point. I am. All right, guys. See ya.